we report to the state on success stories. One of the most difficult things we have to do is to figure out what is the most compelling success story to tell, because there are so many. One recently that we just had was the gentleman who came in, had been unemployed about 5 to 6 years, in a state of, let's just say, feeling very hopeless, with some insurmountable odds in front of him.
I needed a job real bad, so I needed a computer. I didn't, at the time, I didn't have a computer. So I went around to different places who I thought that would help me out with a computer. And people had computers, but they wouldn't give me help. They had the computer here, we have the computer for you, but we can't help you. And I don't have any computer skills. So the last place that I went to told me about New Destiny. I came to New Destiny, and these guys were just willing to help. They went to any length to help me with what I needed. Things like a resume I really didn't have. Just a lot of computer stuff that I didn't have any skills with. I was like a pain in the butt. I was coming every day and bothering them, and they were always willing to help me. And I have a job now because of these guys.
Long story short, he grew in that process. We literally saw him go from someone who was almost like distraught to someone who was confident, now happy working a job, because we were that bridge to help cross him over into his new destiny. Life is a journey for many people, and so when we encounter people, we encounter them at various parts of that journey.
Hi, welcome. How you guys doing?
Since the first day we entered, like the first step we came in here, like they were so friendly, like kind of like a family type of environment in here, and that really helped us. My ultimate dream is to help bring my family out of the situation we're in now. We haven't seen my mom in the last couple of years, and I've been trying to deal with that, becoming the mom of my house, doing everything a mom should do, and trying to balance school at the same time, keeping good grades and everything. I came here to pursue a dream that I was trying to achieve for so many years. Taking the first step to actually trying to become a citizen of the United States. Becoming a citizen was important to me because I really wanted to go to college, and before this, I really didn't think it was possible for me to go to college, and with their help now I can really see myself being something bigger. There was never a day where I came into here and saw an unfriendly face. They were always happy to help me, and that's something that I felt I needed at the moment, like a helping hand, and they gave me that, like a little push kinda. New Destiny has been like a lifesaver for me and my family, because I never could have done it without this organization of people, and they're like so helpful to me. Everyone at New Destiny has helped us become a closer family.
We are very much a needs-driven organization. So while we do have a number of core services that we do offer, everything from referrals for child maternal health to access to health care, to child care referrals, to housing assistance, to employment assistance, domestic violence. We do a series of life skills training, everything from our parent training to 24/7 dads training to driver's education training, just to name a few. But everything we do is driven by the needs of the people we serve. And if they don't say they need it, we don't do it. It's that simple.
I think what's unique about us is that we build on the strengths of the families, that we take their strengths and help maximize them to get the success they need and they're seeking in their family life. We do family plans for each of the families that come in, success plans that help them to achieve some of the goals that they have, some of the immediate goals they have. Once they achieve those goals, they see that they can accomplish many things themselves and we just kind of encourage them and coach them to solve the issues that they're facing their families. Sometimes we need outside help, and we refer them to other resources that are available in the community in a very friendly, family-friendly environment. So I think that makes a difference.
This story is of one of our immigrant families who came to this country. They had about 3 kids, but they worked their way up. They worked hard. They got their citizenship, but they have a son who has cerebral palsy. And they were living in a 3rd floor apartment. And so anytime they had to transport him, they would have to literally pick him up and walk him up and down the stairs to do just basic things, going to the doctors, going to appointments. Well, we heard about an opportunity for them to get him into a wheelchair accessible townhouse and help them fill out the application. They got the application submitted, and for the past 2 years, they've been living in a wheelchair accessible house, loving it. And now they have ability to bring him in and out of their home and have a much better quality life because now they have all the supports that they need in this new place.
Yo vengo al centro porque que ayudan a la persona a superarse y
I come to the center because they help people to realize and achieve goals that maybe they didn't know they had. Here people teach us, and they are very friendly. When one comes here and asks for service, they immediately say okay.
This is a community that is challenging. And it's challenging because, one, there are high demand for the services that are available, but limited resources. And it's because you have such a high concentration of many people in a very small square block area, and combined with the fact that there are limited job opportunities, the educational system is overtaxed, the tax base is shrinking, crime is an issue, and so you have almost like all of this converging at the same time, and people are trying to eke out an existence in the middle of all this. But at the same time that is challenging, it also offers the greatest opportunities, which is why we're happy to be here, because with challenge comes opportunity, and we're looking at the positive side of the challenge, not the negative.
I'm the youngest of 8. My father came from Puerto Rico, migrated here to this wonderful community called Paterson, that our original founding father was Alexander Hamilton. So in an immigrant city with over 52 different ethnic communities in our city, I lived in Paterson all my life, and having the unique opportunity to live 19 years of those years, wonderful years, in a public housing environment, and understanding that public housing is a community or a city within a city where we were dependent on each other. Today, unfortunately, we're not dependent, and we're not being our brother's keepers. So it's important to work with individuals such as the Family Success Center to understand that we're all human beings and we must work together in order to improve the quality of life in the city of Paterson.
Hey, how are you? Jerry Speciale, Police Director. I needed to follow up on something. I understand we have a situation over at 135. Our vision for the city of Paterson is a team vision. That involves community collaboration, community partnerships, the police department being seen as legitimate with the community because that's an important component. Working with our social service entities such as, New Destiny to address the social ills of our society. There are so many natural resources. I mean, between the diversity that this city has, you think about everything that started here in the city of Paterson, the Underground Railroad, the falls, there's so many great historic things, the silk mills. This was the place. So, you have to realize the richness of our culture and the richness of our history here in the city of Paterson. I think that that is such a great natural resource and that we can bring this back. You know, clearly the children of Paterson are the future. They're the future police directors, they're the future mayors, they're the future congressmen, they're the future leaders of our community, of the city of Paterson. It's important that we embrace them and that we let them know. One thing I do whenever I talk to children, whether it's our PAL, whether it's our, the School 6 having New Destiny, something I always tell them is, I'm a boy from Paterson. Did I know I would be the police director? Did I know I would be the sheriff? Did I know that I would be successful? No, what I did know is that I had an opportunity and I kept taking that opportunity. I knew I wanted to be a leader and not a follower. So I try and give them that, that direction of be a leader, don't be a follower.
School 6 is like a huge opportunity because of the people, because of the history, because so many people have their hopes invested in this place. And so we came in with the full service community school, which we, started with in January of this year. And now, we're really excited to be hosting a summer program this summer for the kids, partnering with St. Luke Baptist Church, partnering with William Paterson. It's going to be a rich experience.
Well, our kids really do deserve it. I mean, we need it, we deserve it. I mean, because not to say nothing about nobody else's town, but a lot of people get resources. We don't get anything. We don't have anything for these kids to do other than just come home and put a remote in their hand or just go outside and run to the street.
And the remote is not a way to learn. Well, one of the other things that's new is that downstairs in the basement where we have the community outreach health center, as well as the full service component, which is really providing social, emotional support for the children, for the family. So it's like that space that's there for the family inside the school. And hopefully what we're doing is breaking down that isolation.
If you go in there and you ask a lot of these, that's just how they feel. They feel isolated. They don't know what is what.
Wow.
They don't know an apple from a pear.
Wow.
Because it's coming from home. I'm sad to say it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't have the parents that's giving them that push too. And that's why,
and many of the parents need that support. Because when you got a stable, happy parent, you've got a stable, happy child. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we've been investing in the child, but who's investing in the parent? Who's helping that parent keep that household stable and get the resources they need and get the support they need? That's what the full service school is, community school is there for. Mm-hmm. Personally, I believe School 6 is going to become one of those schools that people are going to be lining up to get their kids in. That's what I see.
Yeah, all right. Now I can safely say I'm holding people accountable for this.
Please.
I'm holding you accountable. I'm holding your cameramen that's up in there accountable. All y'all being held accountable for talking about my kid. This is my neighborhood. I've been here 40 years.
And guess what? We're gonna hold you as a parent accountable.
All right, I'm gonna do my part.
It's on both parts.
Yeah, I love it.
School 6, as you know, is located in a very unique area of the city of Paterson. And basically what I mean by that is that I would say anywhere from 60 to 70% of all the shootings that happen in this city is within a 2-block radius of this school. So our kids are either, their families were the victim or their families committed the crimes. So it's unique. I would dare to say these kids probably see more in their lifetime than the average students their age. And that's my main function, to try to make people feel safe here. I try to be as today as I was on the police department, more than just an officer, more than just a person in charge of security. I actually mentor, I actually counsel the young men, and I really get in the mix and talk to them. And I think for the most part, a lot of the young males in this building don't have that opportunity to have a real sit-down talk with someone that's talking positive things for them in their life. It makes me even feel better when I leave here and I see the kids on the block and I'm riding home and they all run to my car. That makes me feel good too. It really do. But it's about change, I guess. If we all got to do our part. I think that center has did a wonderful job, especially when we need clothing and things like that. There have been numerous times when children came to this building and probably was wearing clothes that they've had on all week, and they just wasn't suitable to be sitting in class. And we've actually sent them to that center, and they've come up with a brand new uniform on. Proud of it. And there's the health part where they couldn't afford to go to a dentist or a doctor, miss appointment, would have colds and things of that nature. That the health center has been a very important part of this building also.
And in the inner city, it is very difficult for parents to get their children to appointments. If a child has a toothache, they'll try, but maybe not always get them to the dentist. If they need eyeglasses, it's waiting, it's going, it's waiting. So they're here, why not bring the services to them?
Look straight ahead.
You really do have to take a holistic view, and New Destiny is coming in here, and they're doing all the supportive services with the after-school programs and integrating help in the classrooms and bringing a lot of different activities for the children, doing the clothing, getting clothes to the kids. I mean, it's an unbelievable organization that they have here. And we partner with them to provide the health services. We give immunizations, we give well checkups. This year incorporated behavioral health in our model for counseling, because when you're part of a child's study team, if it affects learning and your grades, then obviously you have services. But when you're in an inner city, there's so many issues going on, and our children come to school with so much baggage sometimes.
Okay, he's been trained.
I'm a former teacher, also retired now, and I enjoy working with children, all ages. And I think this year what we tried to do was we have a school in Glen Rock, where I live, that we made that like the partner school for School 6 here in Paterson. And the children there did a lot of donating of their own clothing and shoes and shorts, basketball shorts, and for the children here. And I think that formed a good connection for them to realize that they could help people less fortunate than themselves.
I'm a retired pediatrician, and I've always worked with kids, and I love working with kids. And I love to see their faces when they light up and get something that they think is new.
I bring things down from my grandchildren, and they're happy sharing it with the people here, and it's bringing it closer together. So it works out very well, and the understanding that everybody is not as fortunate as they are.
I have plenty of time to do this because I'm a grandmother, and my grandchildren are all bigger, and those small ones. So I contribute as much as I can. It gives me, I get a feeling of, at least I did something accomplished that does good for people. Okay, I'll get some books out for you.
I think it's wonderful for them. They feel that the rest of the world is looking out for them. I found this very enjoyable. The children are enjoyable, and the people, the staff here is marvelous. I'll give them, a little pluck.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, New Destiny brings a wealth of resources to the school, not only for parents, but for children and for staff members. They help work with us to provide things that are needed in the community, such as getting grants that help parents get resources outside of the school. They do a lot with helping inside the school, providing tutors. They help me along with some of my parent initiatives. So they are a definite asset to the school and to the community.
To help you with it, I would suggest flashcards and get a sibling to go back and forth with you, and then take a minute to go over your math.
They are also a part of my action team. We have to set up action teams within the school district, community members, teachers, and organizations and agencies such as New Destiny that are available here to not only provide services for the parents, but also help to provide direction for the school.
Hi, Dr. Fulmore.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are
How's
you?
everything going today?
Good, good, good. Thanks for coming down. Can we have a seat? We just need to discuss some things, all right?
Sure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Okay. You can have a seat. I'll put you.
Okay.
All right. So, like I was showing you, so this is yours.
Okay.
And this as well. So as you were seeing here, we were talking about the county population.
What do you think about the idea of bringing this entire piece, even though we have select some staff members or they volunteer, let's bring it to the entire school body, that is the staff members. See how many
I would like to maybe take a moment of your time just to review what happened just a few minutes ago with the director of the full school community program, especially regarding the absenteeism.
My vision for School 6 is through the science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics team to provide our students with the best educational opportunities that we can so that they're able to function and be able to experience success in their endeavors beyond school number 6. Having the community room will assist us in actually bringing our vision to reality in terms of providing the services to our students and their families that are critical in the learning experiences of our children. So for example, helping with the social emotional aspects, the health portion of the community service room that assists with medical issues such as eye, dental, just having all those services housed in one area. It will help with the entire educational process, making sure the social emotional needs of our students and their families are met. Dr. Fulmer and I, we're a team and we interact on a daily basis. There are areas where we cross and we just support each other to get the work done.
And it takes a team, regardless of your position on the team. If you're going to win, you certainly must communicate effectively and you must work well together, and that's exactly what we are.
A team.
We were talking to a few groups of churches who had been working with the Luis Palau Association in Portland, Oregon. And they had done something similar where they went to the city of Portland and simply said, how can we serve you? And through that effort, they saw thousands of volunteers come out. They worked with schools, homeless shelters, you name it. So last October, we had about 11 or 12 churches put together 55 outreaches. And out of those outreaches came a friendship between me and Pastor Carolyn McCombs, who runs the New Destiny Family Success Center here in Paterson. Simply through a couple of park cleanups and different activities we did together, I just said, we really want to be a partner to what you're doing in the city of Paterson. How can we serve? And she said her focus right now is on School 6, a full-service community school. And I said, well, what do you really need us to do? She said, we need tutors. I was looking at my kids and thinking about and hoping about the future they were going to have. And it just came to my heart that a lot of these kids in School 6 really won't have that future unless somebody or other people get involved in their lives and just become another resource.
We feel like everybody deserves a chance to succeed in life, and I think the name really sums it up well. New Destiny Family Success Center means that folks that might not have gotten the best chance in life get a second chance to develop life skills, family, training, things that we may take for granted that we shouldn't take for granted. So we wanted to be on the ground and in a position to help people who want to avail themselves of resources that are available here. As a nonprofit, we have to ask for grants for our funding. And over the years, as we've submitted grant requests, we've gotten an overwhelming response of need in the community, and always leverage like 3 to 4 times. If the grant was to serve 250 people, we'd end up serving 1,000 people with those same dollars. So this is all without any advertising, all done word of mouth, all within the community. So we saw that the need is really off the charts, a huge need. And it's not that anybody else is doing a bad job, it's just that the government programs can only go so far. So that's my hope, is that we build that bridge between both sides, those that can provide the help and those that receive the help, and that we help each other in some unintended ways that you don't realize until after the fact?
The destiny of New Destiny is to be a catalyst. And what I mean is a catalyst for reform. I really see that what we're doing here is building a new model. And the new model we're building is coming alongside families, communities, schools, government, and saying, we can help. How can we partner with you? And if I were to say what would be the biggest success for New Destiny, it would be that we impact this little part of the world that we're in Paterson, such that other people hear about it and say, I'd like that for my town too.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? I'm here because I feel called. I feel called to families. I feel called to children. And, I had another plan for my life. My original plan was, to work in corporate America and, helping, providing for my family and, just going on with my life, and it just wasn't working for me. I really felt like if I look back on my life, one day I will, and I'd like to look back on my life and say, I made a contribution because I passed by someone else's life was changed. Someone who was headed on a bad course made a correction. And now they're giving back just as much as I'm giving back. I really believe that urban America today is in need of solutions. If we don't do the hard things that need to be done in our urban centers, it will impact our nation. And I feel called to at least try.